Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm gonna be giving you my review of the Montra Celtic 2.1. I bought it in September 2020 for about 30,000 rupees, and I've been using it since the last 7 months. I have covered more than 3,600 kilometers now, and that's on the meter. But I bought this meter almost a month after buying the cycle, so the cycle has done probably around 250 or 300 kilometers more, so you can say roughly 4,000 kilometers have been done now. And this is gonna be my experience and my review of this bicycle after using it for around 4,000 kilometers. Firstly, what I want to tell is this particular model is no more available in stores, so you will have to go and look for something that the competitors offer, like the Firefox Aeron 700 or the Suncross Racer Star. So those are the models which are available right now in this price range. And this particular model, Montra has stopped making road bikes now. Don't know for what reason they stopped it. So around the 30 to 40,000 mark you will find those two models, and you will find Between's RC 120. The only thing that the RC 120 has as a better part over these bicycles is the fact that that gets a carbon fork, well this is a full alloy fork only. Okay, so let's get started with the review of this bicycle now. This bicycle gets a lot of the components from the Shimano Claris family: the front hub, the rear hub, and the rear derailleur, the front derailleur, and the brake levers and shifters. All these are from Shimano Claris family, and Montra has spec'd it well. These Claris components actually work pretty well, although people say Claris is very cheap and not worth and all that. I haven't found it that way. Claris actually does the job pretty well for me, and I'm happy with that. But Montra has skimped on one key thing, and that is the crank. So Montra has given this a Tourney crank. Let me see if that can be shown here. So here it is. It's a Tourney crank and not a Claris crank set. So by skimping on this one part, probably Montra saved 3 to 3,500 rupees, because this crank costs around 3,000. The bottom bracket that they've used costs around 500 or 700 something. But if you go for a Claris crank, the crank itself costs 5,500 and the bottom bracket costs 1,000, and the fitting and other charges they might cost another 500 extra. So Montra saved around 3,500 by giving it a cheap quality crank. Everything else is pretty okay, but they have chipped out on the crank part. And the next thing is the tires and tubes. Originally they are from Kenda. Right now I am using Vittoria tires, these yellow ones. These are Vittoria Zafiro Pro. The thing about the original tire is it had lost all its tread by the time I completed 2,000 kilometers. So it had become almost entirely bald, and I had to end up changing the tires at 2,000 kilometers. So that's about the tires, and the tubes are still working fine. The original tubes are good enough itself. And about the frame part, I think this frame is also not made here in India. Rather it's made somewhere, probably China, Bangladesh or some country like that, and they have brought it here. It's a full alloy frame and an alloy fork that it's got with it. It's okay, not bad quality. It's rides pretty fine. It's the ride is kind of harsh because there are no vibration absorbing materials or anything on the frame, and the fork is also alloy, not carbon. So ride quality is kind of harsh, but it's okay, you can live with it. It's not very bad or anything like that. And the cycle weight is kind of heavy for a road bike. It weighs around 11 and a half kg. With all these extra fittings added to it, it probably weighs around 12 kgs now, which is heavy for a road bike, but it still goes pretty fast. I have maintained speeds of over 30 kilometers an hour on an average for more than an hour, and I do it quite regularly as well. So speed wise it's not slow, it's very fast itself, comparable to other road bikes. As long as you have the leg to power and pedal it, it can go pretty fast. So speed wise it's not slow, but it's a bit all entry level componentry that they have given, and it's not a premium feeling kind of bicycle. So now let's come to the downsides of this bicycle. What are the bad parts? Well, there are only two things that are bad in this, everything else is fine. The first thing is the wheels. The wheels are okay for someone who is of 60 or 65 kg weight, but not more than that. I weigh around 75, and for my weight class these wheels are not strong enough. The spokes are okay, but it doesn't feel like the wheels are quite strong enough for a rider of this weight class. You go hard over bumps, and the spokes can break because of the pressure. I've broken one spoke only until now in these 4000 kilometers, and I got it replaced immediately. But now I don't ride fast over bad roads because I'm kind of skeptical about the wheels. And let me show you, if you carefully observe, you can observe at the brake pads that there is a slight wobble in the wheel. I'm not sure how well the camera is picking this up, but there is a slight vertical wobble in the wheel, and that is the same for both the front and back wheels. So when I took it to the cycle store, he told me that this could be a case of a manufacturing issue, and they'll have to remove all the spokes and rebuild the wheel, and they charge more than 1000 per wheel, which is kind of unrealistic for a bicycle of this price. So for such a small wobble, it doesn't actually affect when riding, so I didn't bother to take it and get that job done. And the other part about the wheel which I didn't like are these brake tracks here. So the brakes are actually very good. The brakes are from Tektro, front and rear. The front one is also Tektro, but I've just swapped it for Decathlon's soft compound pads to give it a little more stopping power. But even though the brakes are good, the brake tracks are not so good. If you are just feathering the brakes, like going hard and just tapping on the brakes and then speeding up again, brakes work absolutely fine, there is no issue at all. But if you are coming to an emergency stop where you kind of grab the brakes like this and you want to stop, that's where the problem comes. So you will feel a kind of a judder from the wheel, just doesn't stop immediately, it just cannot stop completely, because after a point it kind of gives up. There is not much friction available here to continue the braking. It stops for a while, again starts braking, and it feels like you're not going to stop in time. So that's the thing about the brake tracks on this wheel. So those are the two negatives about the wheel. And the last negative is the fact that the ride quality is kind of harsh. Like I said earlier, this is a basic frame, doesn't have any vibration absorbing or damping characteristics in it. So ride quality is kind of harsh over bad roads, so you got to take it smooth and slow. But over smooth roads it's very good and you can ride very fast. So that's about the review of this bicycle. In this price point, I feel this is pretty value for money, very fantastic, and for a beginner road bike rider this will serve the purpose very well. I didn't want to spend too much money on my first road bike because I didn't know whether I would be able to get adjusted to this aggressive position of the road bike. So I went and bought an inexpensive road bike, and this was the only road bike available in that shop as well. And it's been 7 months, it's going on pretty well. Quite a few niggles here and there, but for this price you can't ask for too much. So if you are in a market for a beginner road bike, you can go for this in case it's still available in the stores, or go for Firefox Aeron or between RC120 or Suncross Racer Star. All of them are comparable with my small and minor differences here and there. So that's it guys, thanks for watching, hope you like the video, and stay tuned to the channel for more such videos. Thank you and bye.